York Chautauqua and bringing in a different level of programming? Or were they so far into decline that it was too late at that point?
Well, I don't know for sure. My guess is that it was the lack of leadership. That the Methodists just had some star leaders, some really high-grade leaders. These guys knew what they were doing, and the Catholic Chautauqua, for whatever reason. Now that's another question. Why did the Catholic Chautauqua not attract these charismatic, dynamic leaders that saw the problem and reacted in time to keep it afloat? And remember, even they had difficulty because they kept it afloat, but it was just their head above water until after the 1970s. So if you don't have that kind of leadership, then you're just not going to survive those crisis periods. That's my guess. That's just a guess, though, from what I read.
Well, the New York Chautauqua Literary and Scientific Circle also had these reading groups all over the country.
Yes.
And they sold books.
Yes.
And people graduated from these wherever they were.
Yes. Yeah.
So, and then, of course, the whole process has continued through extension courses, correspondence courses, and on into internet courses today where people would get their education through mail or internet or whatever. So there's a kind of legacy in those activities even today.
Yes. I mean, we could even witness our own Lakeside. We've got a small CLSC, but it's still continuing. It continues in relationship to the New York Chautauqua. And so yeah, you're absolutely right. They managed to diversify. They managed to have all these units all over the country, and it just worked.
So they were proposing a very diverse, inclusionary method of getting people to involve. And here we are, many years later at Lakeside, not much diversity. What happened?
Oh boy, that's another book. I don't know. I wish I knew. And if anybody has any suggestions, I would be glad to entertain them. But I don't know.
For those of you who don't know, one of the significant differences among the Lakeside campus community and Chautauqua institution is that Chautauqua does have a very diverse religious community there. There are multiple churches, multiple denomination houses. There is a Jewish community, and we lack that here. We're, one church, a Methodist church. I would doubt that our board would be proponents and really encourage another church to come in and establish. That hasn't been proposed.
I completely disagree.
Do you?
Okay, go ahead. Disagree with me, Dave.
I can't speak the detail of the board, having just come off the board. I don't think there's any negativity about any of the churches. We've had Catholic board members, by the way, and a number of them.
And Jewish.
And Jewish, that's right. So if somebody wants to establish a church, there are more churches on the peninsula, obviously.
Oh, Bob.
On your survival question, well, our survival question, to put it in context, we located, about 350 Chautauquas at one time, of which there are about a dozen left. Right. That's not a very, and almost everybody failed in that period. And not all the Chautauquas that failed had the program of the New York Chautauqua. Not all had the money of the New York Chautauqua. Lakeside's still here.
Mm-hmm.
On the diversity question, it was about 20 years ago that a Roman Catholic house was established at Chautauqua.
Right, exactly, you're right.
Its circumstances were that the Linné family gave a beautiful rehearsal and recital hall, and then they said, oh, by the way, we have a little money left over. We'd like to build buy and refurbish a house for Roman Catholics too. Mm-hmm. And the board said, well, yeah, I guess we got the first, so we got to do the second.
Anyone else?
this is a, really a tiny percentage of the population. And you're talking about secularism coming in the United States, and I guess it's Europe is just plain secular. What's the future? Is there any hope?
That's a good question. That is another book, I think. But I guess communities like Lakeside, I think, are. In fact, Lakeside was established, and other people know more about Lakeside and establishment than I do. But one of the reasons it was established was to give a Christian alternative to the secular entertainment, let's call it. It was going on Kelly's Island and Johnson Island and the Putin Bay. So it was just specifically established for that. I don't know, maybe communities like that. I don't know. It's a problem that is becoming increasingly troublesome to me. I mean, when we see we can't have nativity scenes and we can't have 10 Commandments in the courts, prayer in public schools, and we go around, we can't say Merry Christmas anymore, we say Happy Holidays instead. It becomes something of increasing concern, and I don't know what to do about it except what we're doing, which is communities like this. And there was a book that was written by George Weiler, who's a Catholic theologian, and it's called Catholic Evangelism or Evangelizing Catholics or something like that. I read the book, but I can't remember. And he says that he's a Catholic, so it's especially the Catholic Church that he's concerned about. He says in this day and age, the Catholic Church cannot be represented by the clergy, because the clergy has gotten, let's say, a bit of a bad reputation. Whether it's deserved or not, and whether it's overblown or not, is another question. And so it really depends on the laity, the layperson. And the layperson has to evangelize. Let's get more involved in that, because we can't, it's not that the clergy is bad, not that the clergy is not doing that, but in the public eye, it's like not as authentic and not as genuine and not as convincing as it was before. And he gives a lot of steps in how to do that. So that might be another way to counteract that. But I guess that's all I can say about it.
Any other questions? Paul, thank you very much.